Like and subscribe right now, or else this will be in your bed tonight. r/askreddit by Planet Reddit. What common myth can be disproved in seconds? Anything by 5-minute crafts. Check out how to cook that on YouTube. Have you seen the video where they seem to have found the person behind 5-minute crafts? Just shows that YouTube doesn't care about its users at all. Edit. Accidentally wrote 3 minutes crafts. We can only taste certain tastes on specific parts of our tongue. Just put something sour on different parts of your tongue. You will always be able to taste it. Myth? Check. Common? Check. Easily disproved within seconds? Assuming you have something sour on you? Check. My god people. He's done it. He's actually answered the question. Number 3 is moot. Even if it takes you a week to disprove something, that's just 604,800 seconds. Still counts. If you enter a pin backwards at an ATM, it summons the police. My pin is a palindrome. Edit. Everybody in this thread is assuming that my pin is only 4 digits long. My pin is much longer than that. I love my credit union. They let me choose the length of my pin. It's 8008, isn't it? I gotta change my pin. People say the water in pools turns red if you pee in. You can prove the opposite within seconds. Even if it did, your total amount of pee is hardly enough to even show up visibly in a pool. And even more importantly, if this invention did exist, no pool owner would ever use it. They'd literally have to drain the pool all the damn time if that was the case. That would be so expensive. In addition to that, chlorine kinda dissolves all the pee. That you can die by holding your breath. You're only gonna pass out and begin breathing again. Edit. For everyone trying to get technical, you really don't think you can pass out in seconds from holding your breath? If you hold your breath hard enough with enough pressure, you definitely can. Not if you hit your head when you pass out. Bonk. That Redditors understand what disproved and in seconds mean. Or myth. Or common. Mom does not have eyes on the back of her head. You can tell by jumping on her back and pushing up her hair. Or just swing a bat at the back of her head. If she ducks, maybe she has eyes. If she doesn't, well, there's your answer. Tried it. Guys, my mom is on the floor. What's wrong? She isn't moving. That blood is blue before it hits oxygen. This is my most hated myth. There are so many obvious ways to disprove it, most prominently being the fact that one of the purposes of blood is to carry oxygen around the body. So you're saying we have never seen blue blood because it always carries oxygen? Thinking face. Thinking face. Thinking face. Microwaves heat from the inside out. Get anything microwavable, put it in for 30 seconds. Note the scalding hot outer layer and still frozen center. False. Microwaves are actually sentient beings and do this to assert their dominance. Pulling a fire alarm does not, in fact, activate the sprinkler system in most scenarios. Certainly not indoors, at your school, your home, or any indoor commercial establishment. And you can prove it by pulling the fire alarm. This sounds like a trap. Men think about sex every 8 seconds. I hadn't thought about it all morning until just now. Edit. Man, you guys jerk off a lot, and I thought I was bad. Men think about sex every 8 seconds. Fact, actually just statistical error. Men think about sex twice a day on average. Sigmund Freud, who lives in Vienna and thinks about sex 487,500,000 times per second, is an outlier and should not have been counted. This made me laugh so hard. I study psychology and Sigmund Freud always seemed like a sexually frustrated pervert to me. A myth is a female moth. Funny man here. Another easily disprovable myth. That KFC is no longer allowed to use the word chicken because of some government mandate. If you go to their website, the word chicken is everywhere. Oddly specific but easily proven. Wah hey. You don't even have to go to the website. I can think of 4 things they sell instantly with the name chicken in it. Popcorn chicken, original recipe chicken and chicken tenders and chicken meat pie. In Australia, that is. People of Reddit, please infer the intent of the question. It was not what can you Google in seconds, because that is literally everything. What can you standing face to face with someone prove wrong in seconds, without the use of Google, Edit, or Bing? Judging by how many answers to questions like doctors of Reddit and cardboard box factory workers of Reddit start with not a doctor/cardboard box factory worker, but I'd say that complaining that people aren't doing it right is almost as useless as me writing this rebuttal. The earth is flat. But, they say that the footage is from satellites orbiting the earth. The state that also says we went to the moon. Why do you believe in footage put out by NASA government scientists? Did you know that if you translate NASA into Hebrew you get insert meaningless word? How can water curve? LOL. Have you ever seen a river that curves? LOL. Water is flat. That's common sense. Dr. Buttbuck, who is a former oncology doctor, don't ask me why it's former LOL, says that it's flat. But you only believe in mainstream government scientists because they have a degree from the state. Can someone please shoot me? I've heard too much. You can prove the earth is round with a ruler and a shovel. A Greek guy did it over 2000 years ago and he predicted the size of the earth pretty accurately too. Edit. I got the story wrong. Turns out you only need a stick and a ruler. Masturbating makes you blind. Can be disproved in seconds. Poor OP. Shaving hair does not make it grow back thicker and or darker. If it did, every adult man would be walking around with black tree trunk thick hairs on their face. Edit. I don't understand why I'm getting so many replies asking how to disprove this in seconds. Your eyes. Look at people. Should be pretty easy to find one. On the Google works too. Just literally look at any person who has ever shaved. Do any of them have giant thick black branches of hair growing out of their face, legs, back, or top of their damn head? No? Then boom, proved in 5 seconds or less. I think the failure people have with that one is, you probably haven't finished maturing when you first start shaving. It is coincidence that you will have more hair on your face at 25 instead of 18. First time I've personally seen someone state this connection. Time. Folks, the answer is almost always the passage of time. Shaving? Time. Dubious new cure? Time. The one common variable for everything? Time. Some sick people put drugs in children's bag every Halloween. Literally no. Even if they are, it's for them. No one would give away hundreds of dollars worth drugs for free. And when you disprove that myth by saying this, they answer, what if he's rich enough to not care? And even if he's not rich, you might never know. There's some sick people out there! ! 11. Vaginas get loose from sex. The variant I find most confusing is vaginas get loose from sex with different partners, as if the issue was somehow not the total amount of sex had forming the vagina, but the number of different people, and I suppose differently shaped penises, that does it. Like, your vagina won't get loose if you have a long-term monogamous relationship with a vigorous, post-marital, sex life, but God forbid you have a couple of non-committal one-night stands when you're still single. Whether they know it or not, guys who think this are actually saying that they have a smaller PP than everyone else. That's not how vaginas work either, but we can't expect them to know that. That stupid thing about different regions of your tongue tasting different things. I remember when I was first taught this at school, so I immediately got something salty. It was salt, if memory serves, and put it on the back of my tongue, far away from the salt zone. I could still taste it. The persistence of this myth is baffling to me. It's so easy to disprove, and surely most kids, upon learning this little fact, would immediately grab something salty or sweet in order to try it out. Edit. This article contains an example of the kind of map I'm talking about. For those that aren't familiar, as per the article, this was disproved in the early 21st century. Disprovable myths, but not in seconds. Googling and using your brain is suddenly the equivalent to scientific proofs now. Einstein apparently wasted a lot of his time considering he only needed to write "it's obvious" on his thesis. The Welsh shag sheep. I am Welsh. Never shagged a sheep. Myth busted, unlike my nut. Never shagged a sheep. Yet. Allegedly. You should have stipulated the question to be something you can actually prove on your own in seconds. Not something a Google search can confirm in seconds. That if you get jizz in your eye you go blind. Can confirm. This is a myth. If you can prove that in seconds, I feel bad for your sexual partners. Just go to the fridge and get the cum jar. That essential oils cure sickness. I've tried using them to help me focus before, and not even that worked. People seriously don't understand history anymore. People literally quarantined in the past to stop the spread of sickness, and made medicine from stuff that isn't an oil. Edit. For all of you telling me to disprove it in seconds, I'm going to poison a person with peppermint oil. Do you know what we call alternative medicine that works? Medicine. This and essential oils can kill your pets. I had a big argument with an essential oils Karen on Facebook. She called me a ducking idiot because she uses a diffuser that sprays out the essential oils. When I asked if she lets it spray near your cat, she said, "The little shit puts his face in it." She was using lavender in particular, which will absolutely kill your cats. Also, if you call your cats little shits or stupid for going near your essential oils, you are, in fact, the big shit and should never own a cat or dog. Edit. Yes, lavender plants can cause upset stomachs, but it can cause liver failure in other forms like essential oils. There are lots of other plants like lilies that can cause kidney failure. They can't pee and eventually die when they completely shut down. In cats. I tried to explain this others here and they downvoted me despite me sharing sources. I've deleted those comments because it's not worth leaving up. Almost none of you can disprove your posts in seconds. You all stopped reading at common myth and some have skipped common. Punch a shark in the nose, it'll leave you alone. As you slowly move you'll just tap its nose. Then you lose yours. It won't always stop it, but gouging its eyes out and hurting its Jacob's senses or whatever they're called is about the best thing you can do other than pray for survival. Hold on. Let me just find my shark that I have sitting around so I can disprove this in seconds. That Redditors aren't idiots proof. Read the answers to this post. 5G causes a virus. It doesn't. Agreed, but how do you prove it in seconds? The moon landing's pictures show all shadows in said pictures, produced by the sun's light, as parallel. That is, all shadows have the same exact angle and intensity. Only the sun can make parallel shadows from that distance and radiance for way back in 1969. Edit. Point is, moon pictures cannot be accurately replicated without shadows looking off.